What's going on, guys? Taking a look at the Hornet Ghost. It's a new ship, and of course you haven't seen it on YouTube yet. This is your first time ever studying the Hornet Ghost in action, so we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give my thoughts, my kind of reaction to it, what I like, what I don't like. As always, I'm going to try to be as open and as transparent as possible. We're doing a high threat service beacon right now, so, you know, I wanted to use the ship kind of how I think most players are going to use it, which is in a PvE scenario. Because, you know, this is a PvE game, right? Right off the bat, we can see cockpit has been changed quite a bit. We don't have the screens up top anymore, just two screens here. And I believe that is because, you know, there's going to be the visor updates coming in Alpha 3.23.
Thank you. Please visit again.
Exterior-wise, the ship looks great. The spoiler on the back, the cross-section of this wing is a very high point of contention with players. Some players love it, some players don't. I don't mind it as much. I'm not using the turret on the nose because I have the dark paint and it just doesn't look good. So if they can redesign those turrets as well to make them more streamlined so they're not as bulky. I think the old design is old, right? Because you know, it's an old design, but it's old, so they should probably fix that and make a new nose turret that actually matches the F7C.
I need some help mopping up these bastards.
Handling is great. I really like how this ship handles in space.
Contacts.
Target destroyed.
I know a lot of people are glazing over this ship right now. And it's really good in 0G. It's like so good. Can't take hits, but you know, it's really, really good. Its maneuverability is very awesome.
Target destroyed.
Switch to lead pit for him because he's fast. Oh, sheet. Let's hit something and didn't die. All right. Decent.
I need you to protect me. Now get back here and protect me. You bastard. Lay it down.
And we got Reclaimer, which is not a threat. Just gonna shoot the back of this. We might even be able to go into third person. Ooh. Put the nose down.
Seriously, stop it.
Looks good. Oop, missed all my shots there. I do wish the engine did move a couple of degrees, you know, to kind of give it like really good rotation. And this is something they could also probably do with the Arrow Mark II if they ever made one. It's a single engine, you know, it's a single engine fighter, so I don't see why it can't have like this technology to where the engines are slightly gimbaled. And I'm not talking about like how the I'm not talking necessarily about like how the Fury's engines are, how they can move in like almost all directions, right? I'm just talking about a few degrees, like 1 or 2 degrees, and you know, all directions to kind of aid in its maneuverability. still we got one more out here. Oh god, we have a hammerhead. Alright, well.
Shooting at me makes you feel big.
Seems like every time I want to record them, there's always that effing hammerhead that I gotta deal with. Now, this ship is not designed to take out hammerheads, but you can do it. It's just gonna take me a while to do that because I can't take hits. But I can pepper him from distance. Which I'm kind of glad this meta is going away at least a little bit. But this is a low pop server too, so I do have to be careful because NPCs are good, so I need to really just keep my distance here.
Hey, how about you ease up a little?
It is nice the 2 size 4s do give it some extra range. Hopefully he does not run into the guys I gotta protect here. I do not have the Mark II S7A upgrades on here because they are not in my inventory. And CIG did fix the game to where you can no longer steal the F7A turrets and weapons and all that stuff from the Eckhart missions. That is no longer possible. And again, I know like currently right here I'm using the F7 like out of its role. It's not designed to be a fighter that takes on hammerheads, right? But in the current game, in 322.1, you can do this. Oops, got a little hits on me. Can't take too many, especially not from a hammerhead turrets. It's no bueno. But yeah, again, 2 size 4s and size 3 on the nose does give us range.
Target destroyed.
There we go.
Gonna. Thanks.
15 minutes later. Let's grab another one. Continue having a conversation about this ship. Maybe I can advocate for another ship to get a Mark II variant because it really needs it. I think in light of, this ship getting a Mark II variant,
Target destroyed.
I think the F8 also needs a Mark II variant. It's pretty apparent, I didn't set my flares.
Let's see what you do with this. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, shit. That's it. Boy, I'm gonna regret killing them. No.
Engine sounds are pretty good. But I've always thought like the Anvil Fighters ships don't have like the best sounds, especially the F8. The F8's like almost like quiet,
I'm gonna make you bleed for that.
which is all the more reason for them to give us an updated F8.
Target destroyed.
Especially when you look at this and you get in the F8, F8 just feels old. And the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna do an ERT because I don't want to fight another hammerhead, but we will take a VHRT and we're going to go to Magda, which is one of my favorite moons in the game. And we're gonna do some atmospheric stuff, and that's where, in my opinion, there are some shortcomings for this ship. I don't know if the F7A Mark II, the military variant, will fly any different in atmosphere, but if it's based on this, it's not great. And I think there's a little bit more of a skill to kind of fly this ship well in atmosphere, which I haven't figured out yet. So you guys are going to watch me suffer as I try to fly this ship through atmosphere. So we got a slow fly down there. Talk about the look of the ship a little bit more. I much prefer the ship like this than I do with the, like I said, with the nose turret, just because I feel the current Mark 1 nose turret just looks awkward on this ship. Like it hangs over the sides, it's not streamlined, it's very bulky. And yeah, I feel like this looks a little bit better. Do I think they should redesign the turrets to sit a little bit lower? Yes, I think the turret sits up kind of high, but I mean, it is what it is. Overall, I still think the ship looks great. It's a very, very good looking ship. Like I said, I wish, you know, the rear engines or the rear engine had some type of, you know, movement to it. Not like a whole lot, like I said. I'm not talking about like 15, 20 degrees of movement. You know, just between like 1 and 5, I think would be good, just to give it that little bit of edge maneuverability. Because with certain other ships, you know, this thing can be bullied a little bit. You know, it can be bullied by the F8, especially at mid-range, because it doesn't take damage very well. So I think because it doesn't take damage very well, and, you know, the shields are kind of weak, even though it does have 2 size 1s, it should have excellent maneuverability to negotiate, you know, between targets. And that would kind of put it in a very good place, in my opinion. With this executive paint, this concierge paint, you know, it looks great, and I think we need more ships with, you know, paints like this. Please, CIG, F8 paints, please. One thing I do like, it does have more decoys, which is a thing that I think more ships need, because like we don't have enough decoys most of the time, you know. And I really wish that you can set it to where you only shoot off one side of your decoys. So instead of me having to shoot 4 when I have 2 set, it only just does 2. This is what I mean with the atmospheric flight. It's not great. But like I said, and I know there's like some type of, you know, skill with getting these other ships that don't have control surfaces yet to fly well in atmosphere, but, you know, ships like the F8 fly well in atmosphere and they fly well in space. You know, so, you know, there's a very big trade-off when you are using, you know, I think an F7, especially if you are a rookie at flying this ship like me. Trying to keep the nose level is definitely a very big challenge. It's almost like you have to be like very, very gentle with it in atmosphere. That's what I find. Oop. They almost hit each other. Just boost there. Keep that nose level. Like, it really makes me sad that we aren't getting control surfaces along with master modes. I think control surfaces were more important than the new flight model itself.
Target destroyed.
Because that would have changed the flight model, I think, in more meaningful ways. Gotta remember, you gotta use boost through turns to keep that nose level. I don't want to have to, like, shouldn't have to rely on boost in turns to keep my nose level. Got an upstrike as well. It's a little bit tricky. So if you're having trouble, just make sure you, in atmosphere, you manage your boost well. no, don't you dip on me.
Shit.
I'm out of boost.
Shit.
Oh my goodness. It's tricky for sure. For me personally, it's like one of those things like yeah, I can learn this and I could, you know, I could get good at flying this ship, or hear me out, I can just pull out my F8 and not really have to deal with this. Because the F8 really doesn't have these kind of issues with its nose. Ramps down, shoot the ramp.
Bastard.
I don't know if it's like a bug or the design of it, the ship itself is messed up, but if you shoot the ramp on the A2, it like makes the hole red. And that's kind of a very, very messed up thing. I can just shoot this part of the ship and it gives it hull damage.
Damn it.
Target destroyed.
See, I'm going to use the boost to keep my nose up. So I'm trying to be extra careful because I don't want to like have these issues when I'm this low to the ground.
Shit.
I just don't know why this thing flies like this. I feel like the Arrow and the Hornet and the Gladius, like they should fly the best in Atmo. The Hurricane's pretty decent in Atmo. We all know the Scorp is great, the Saber is great.
Shit.
Maybe we need a Mark II Saber as well. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Build some boost. Oh my goodness. Also, I wanted to give like a little bit of thoughts on the Overdrive Initiative that's going on right now. The Overdrive Initiative, I mean, I played it in the EPTU. I got to like halfway through it. And one of the things I can say about it, I don't know why they're doing it the way they're doing it. Especially since like the first stage is like very, very easy. You know, but I think what they're trying to do is trying to build like some narrative up to, you know, the Xenothreat event. So, I mean, we'll see. I'll tell you what though, I'll definitely be using my F8. There's gonna be so many F7s out there getting shot down.
Target destroyed.
But yeah, so those are kind of my thoughts on the F7. Like I say, it's a good looking ship. I think, you know, the redesign of it is very good. I just don't like how it flies in Atmo. And I think, like I said, the current turret designs, if it was like a little bit more sleek, you know, if it matched the how the ship is like a little bit more angular, you know. But again, you know, those are, you know, I'm just being very, very nitpicky here. I think in 0G it's great, much like the Mark 1. Still kind of the same flight issues. But if you want to get it, get it. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people are glazing over the Mark II. They really love it. I still think personally the F8 is king. It's better in almost every way, except for like acceleration and roll. But everything else, you know, the F8's better. You know, you're gonna kill targets quicker with it. I think in a PvP scenario, if you can keep an F7 in front of you, I think the F8's better. You know, because you can really punish the F7 in mid range, which is where the F8 excels. So those are gonna be my thoughts on the ship, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor, hit the like, hit the comment down below. Tell me what you think of the F7 Mark II. Yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.